Hi, Demetri. Demetri? Okay. Hi, Demetri. I hope I'm not butchering your name, but thank you for booking with me. Thank you so much for your patience. I've actually already tried to do past life readings like last week, but for whatever reason, something was always happening. So I just figured people weren't ready for the messages, and yep, here we are today. So, I always tell people that when you do past life readings, you can kind of simultaneously regress. So this can happen during sleep, this can happen during meditation, but you will somehow regress. Now, when I was picking out crystals for you, I normally pick out crystals because people like, I feel the energy and stuff. I got some really strange crystals. I normally get like grounding crystals or protection crystals, but your crystals were a little more different, and I'm not sure if it's something that you're working on right now. But I got labradorite, which this is kind of like the stone of like higher learning. um it's the stone of like connecting with like interdimensional beings. It's a magic stone too, so it's very much used in magic as well. And then I got, which this isn't, that's kyanite. This is man, I can't remember the name for this one, but I promise you, this is a stone for astral projection. I remember the properties. This stone is specifically for astral projection, to travel from one dimension to the other. So I'm figuring it's probably something that you're working on that's telling you to, like if, okay, if you need a crystal that's going to help you, this is actually a higher learning crystal as well, or like a higher wisdom crystal as well. Look how pretty it is. But if you're definitely working on something in that area, this is why I'm getting these crystals. I also have kyanite here. So kyanite, this is a stone for past life recall. I always carry this stone around when I'm trying to do past life readings. So if you meditate with the stone, you'll start receiving like bits and pieces of your past life. And also, just if you keep it on your pillow to sleep with too. So the deck that I'm using today is the Past Life Oracle by Doreen and Brian Weiss. If you're into past lives or you want to get deeper into the past lives, he has some really, really great books. The first one that I started with was Many Lives, Many Masters. They don't make this Oracle deck anymore. I got this deck like, I think like 4 to 5 years ago. This was way, way, way back then. So yeah. So when I'm doing past life readings, I always tell people it's kind of like an Avatar: The Last Airbender when he channels specific lifetimes whenever he's having a certain issue, and it's very indicative of how they work. So if I give you like, let's say one lifetime right now, it might change in another time because of the issues that you're facing. The way he channels Roku or he channels Kyoshi in those lifetimes for different scenarios and different problems, that's very, very much how it works. And we can actually go through different lifetimes throughout our life. And if you're ever, maybe it's telling you that there's a certain lifetime that you need to connect to that has to do with higher learning, and that's trying to help you out in this lifetime, then we're gonna see it pop up. All right, so let's see, what lifetime is most significant? Oh, it all kind of clunked out. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm not surprised. Amused, but not surprised. Where is this lifetime world? I got something very interesting here. Interesting stuff for you, sir. Oh no. I'm going to talk about your chart right now. Okay, sir. This is interesting. Interesting. I am not surprised just because of how you come off. Now, I'm going to talk about your chart a little bit because I noticed that you are a Gemini sun and moon, which is fascinating to say the least. But, and your Venus is in Cancer, but you are predominantly water. Oh yeah, also the labradorite kind of helps to smooth out some of your rougher sun and moon aspects, so that's probably also why I chose that crystal. What was I gonna say? let me just jump into this. So I have karmic relationship. Ooh. Spouse. High priest or priestess. Spirituality, religion. Phobias. And Native American. So what I'm getting from this lifetime is that you were kind of like, I don't know if you're specifically attracted to, I'm getting like North America, or if you're like anywhere from there, but I'm getting North America more down, more to like the Peruvians, maybe even the Mayans, but I'm getting your lifetime is somewhere lived down in Central America. And you were I feel you were very old in this lifetime. So if you feel like an old soul, this is definitely where it's coming from. And the fact that spirituality and religion is here is definitely telling me that there's like a need for you to be out in either nature or like grassland. And it's because that lifetime was very much lived this way. I'm also getting phobias. Are you afraid of like I'm getting not like, I don't know if you're pro-gun or against gun, but this feels very like Spaniard, like during the time when the Spaniards were here. So if you're like afraid of guns, or you're afraid of just like that instant dying, I'm sure everyone's afraid of dying, but it just feels like, it feels like you're afraid of your life being taken away from 1 minute to the next, because that's how you died. You died from one moment to the next, and phobias is here. Or if you have a really, really irrational phobia of a mudslide, or something relating to the earth, it's definitely from this lifetime. I feel like during this lifetime you had two very significant events, and this is why I'm getting karmic and spouse here. I'm getting that one, there was like an invasion of Spaniards into the village. I'm seeing the village kind of like it's in like a very grassland area, and it's very secluded. It's maybe like mountainous in some sort of way, but there's a trail that leads through it. This definitely feels a little more like Mayan, Aztec-y. So if you're attracted to that part of Central America, or if you're interested in learning about them, or if you're currently learning about them, this is kind of where it's coming from. And I feel like during this lifetime, the two significant events is that you have a karmic relationship here with somebody that you were married to that was taken away really quickly. I feel like there was some sort of mudslide. That's why I'm seeing the mountains and that like that terrain. There was some sort of mudslide that kind of came onto the village, and they died instantly. And eventually, I feel like this is more towards this happened during like your 30s, maybe late 20s. So if you encounter a partner during that time, or if you've encountered a partner during that time, it's definitely from here. And then there's also this other significant event in your lifetime where I'm seeing Spaniards coming and trying to take over the village. But I kind of want to focus my energy right now on the karmic relationship with your spouse. I want to know who this person is. So here I am. Let's see. Oh, they're flying. Okay, so who is this person? A Libra? Did you take a Libra? Yeah, I'm getting justice is here for the Libra, the Chariot, and the release of like thoughts. And so I'm seeing that this person was a Libra, or will be a Libra if you have not dated them. And the relationship is going to move very slow. Is what I'm getting from the Chariot. The relationship is going to move very slow, and they're kind of gonna be afraid. I feel kind of like fear of abandonment with them. So if you've dated somebody that, or a Libra, I'm gonna keep calling them Libra, but if you've dated somebody that has like this fear of abandonment, or you were in some way forced to soothe this, because here it's like the soothing a dead cat. But I feel like you were in some way forced to soothe those fears from them. I don't know if they're going to be a long-time partner. Obviously, this is your choice, but you guys will mesh well. But this is going to be like either you're going to be afraid of her leaving you, or they're going to be afraid of you leaving them, because the karma behind this is so sad and dark. I feel like during this, wow, I've had some really, really dark lifetimes this read, but during this lifetime, I see them dying during like the 30s, like late 20s, early 30s. They were kind of I feel like she was like picking something and there was just a lot of rain. I feel like there was like a place where they would grow food, and there was a lot of rain, and like a mudslide came down and she was instantly gone, and the body wasn't being able to be found. So I feel like after this, you did not marry during this lifetime. I feel like you, after this relationship, if you choose to have another one, of course somebody else will come in, but if you choose to stay with her, these issues are going to be present. The abandonment that you're going to feel from you and her, and it's going to be an instant attraction. It's going to be like you instinctively know each other, even if you kind of have never really dealt with each other. It's going to be that automatic pull, and it's just going to be from this lifetime specifically. Now let me see about this invasion of the Spaniards, because I feel like there was just like a fear here. Like there was a lot of fear when they came in. I definitely feel Spaniards, but yeah, let me see that part. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, now this is a big old tree. Oh, Lord Jesus. Yep, the burdens. I feel like in some way you were trying to save your people. Yeah, look. And forced to rebuild somewhere else. It was kind of like a hard moment in your lifetime here, but eventually you were able to find some sort of mental clarity. I definitely do see like a move happen. Like you were centered around this mountain area, and you were forced to move from one place to another, forced to rebuild, and you took a lot on a lot of the load. I feel like maybe that can be indicative of how you live your relationships now. You can be more prone to take a lot of the load just because you were so used to doing it here. You were kind of seen, I feel like you were an elder, because I do see other people here with you. So if you work with other people in your practice, they might see you as an elder or somebody that is more mature. Like I said, spirituality and religion is here, but it doesn't feel religious. It feels more spiritual. It feels more towards the land in some way, connected to the land. Even though it says Native American, I'm definitely getting like Aztec, Mayan. So yeah, these people kind of like looked up to you or looked for you for answers. And I feel like maybe now that's why certain people kind of just come to you, or you are drawn to kind of, what does it say? Trying to grow bigger in your practice. There we go. You're trying to grow big into your practice because this is where you come from. And during this lifetime, you're very old, so I'm getting you very old. There's like I see a scar, and it's on your back, and this is kind of coming from when the Spaniards came here. Oh, it could be a gun or a knife that you have a phobia of, but this is when the Spaniards came here, and then it was you running and somebody stabbed you in the back. So if you have a friend, because I see this is a person that you're gonna have a significant karma with, they can stab you in the back. This can also be somebody that you dated, but it feels like they kind of stabbed you in the back trying to run from these people, and you're kind of hoarding everybody off the mountain. The trail feels very steep, but everybody gets there safely, which is really strange because I noticed that you have a Venus in Cancer, which Venus in Cancer is very nurturing. They take on everybody else's load, and they can kind of be overgiving in relationships. So this is where that's coming from. Now I want to see what the overall lesson is for this lifetime for you, and I'm actually being drawn to the Archangel Archangel Gabriel deck. So there might be something else for you by the end of this, by the way. what was the... Oh, no. Jesus Christ. All right. First one. What was the lesson for this lifetime for Demetri? Oh, there's the lesson. Man, you did not get an easy lesson. Jesus. Oh, there it is. Phew, phew, phew. I feel like it's telling you to pick your battles. How much can you take? You have the lovers, you got, you have the Five of Wands, you have the Four of Cups, and you have the lovers. So I'm feeling like it's telling you to pick your battles, that not every emotional situation deserves a reaction, and that you can have a solid union within yourself and with others without over-giving or over-analyzing and thinking the situations. Because I feel like now you kind of can be drawn to overanalyze and overthink and kind of maybe internal feuding around how you feel for other people. There's that Venus in Cancer again. How you feel for other people just because of this lifetime. And even though you kind of find solace in your spirituality, you still have to in some way deeply and emotionally connect to other people without feeling that fear, is what I'm getting from this. So now I'm going to go to the Archangel Gabriel. I'm sorry, I have so many decks here. It's unhealthy. Okay. Let's see what we got from here. I'm going to put these aside for a sec. Putting them aside. Amused but not surprised because I fill out. What message do we have for Demetri? Oof. This is a spicy message. Ooh, what did I say about that Cancer and Venus? Sensitivity. Sensitivity. You have let go, and you have editor or writer. It says your sensitive feelings are a muse and an inspiration for your creativity, but I feel like that also has to pertain with creating and writing. And then you have let go. Release the desire to control the situation. So what I'm getting from this is that whatever emotional situation that you're currently going through, you're going to have to use writing as an outlet. You have to writing is going to be the outlet for you to let go and kind of move on, and use that sensitivity to your advantage. Create, do magic, draw, whatever it is. You need to channel that in a healthy way so it doesn't kind of hold you back. If not, you can kind of feel stuck, or you can kind of feel like something's missing. And I feel like that's very, very indicative of what might be going on, and that's why I channeled this specific lifetime. I think that's it. So thank you so much for booking with me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, just reply to me in your email, or you can just directly message me on Twitter. So thank you so much. Bye.